What if I told you the difference between a good marriage and an A+ one is just a few moves that most men never learn? Today, we're sharing the stories, mindsets, and practical shifts that took Phil and my respective marriages from fine to flourishing. And no, we didn't read this in a book. These are real life moments that flip the script for us. Phil and I respectively have A+ marriages. And if you're wondering if that's even possible anymore, we're here to tell you that it absolutely is. Let's get into it.
Laying by my side, I woke up to some birds singing, hey look, I'm alive. I got my family.
You're a man with an A+ marriage. What are some of the things that you have found that you've done or your wife has done or you guys have done together that has caused it to be an A+ marriage?
So I love this question because our marriage starting off was not A+. Our first, if you guys don't know, like our first 3 years, like it was kind of rough. I wouldn't say like bad, like divorce bad, but like a lot of fighting, a lot of like friction. But over the years, we're in year 11, like it actually like turned at some point and turned so good that at some point it really became A+. So amazing. So first of all, I want to say like, it wasn't always like that. So I'm like really proud of the journey that we went on.
Yeah, that's amazing because I think a lot of people think, oh, you have A+ marriage. Oh, you guys are
born
probably
into
just
that?
chill. Like,
No.
yeah, you guys just had it. But
You got to work at it.
I think people need to know, that you can have a very, I don't know what grade you want to give it, but not a great marriage. But if you work at it, you can get an A+ marriage. It's attainable.
100%.
Yeah.
So in my head, I was like, okay, if I actually like put it into like a formula of how to get into A+ marriage, this is for like the fellas out there. Like in my head, I broke it down into 3 phases.
Okay.
So you forgive me if this is too systematic, but like it makes sense in my head.
Yeah.
Because they build on top of each other. The first phase is just getting to a place of peace in terms of like just stopping going from fighting all the time to just a place of peace. The second phase is what I call getting on the same page, which is like you have a similar mission and a purpose in life.
Yeah.
You obviously can't do that if you're fighting all the time.
Sure.
So they build. So after that, it's like phase 2, when you have the same page and the same mission in life. After that is when it's like really fun.
What's after that? Just fun? Is it fun? Is that?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
It's just joy and fun, because to me, like these are like foundations they build on top of each other. You can't have purpose and mission if you're fighting all the time.
Sure.
And you actually can't have a lot of fun, like true fun, unless you are on the same mission together. And so for me, like finding out how to make key pivots through those phases were like really key for me. So like I think we talked about this a lot in terms of how do you reduce fighting in your marriage to be on the same page, to be at peace with each other. Like those were really critical things. Number 2 is like, how do you lead your family, get on the same story of like, what are we doing on earth right now?
Yeah.
What story are we living? What are we called to? And realizing marriage is an avenue to live that out mutually. Yeah. Because the sum of the parts are greater than the individuals together. And then after that is it's just fun and games, which is like apex of marriage. That's where the sex comes in. That's where like laughing and joy and stuff like that come in. Okay. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense. Let's talk about it, because I feel like I have a question about the second part, but I feel like a lot of people need to learn about the first part.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are stuck there. We have a pretty bad divorce rate.
Sure.
And I think that is the thing that causes it, is just we can't get along with each other. So as someone who has been on the other side of not being able to get along, what are some things that maybe you've done?
There's a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot.
I'm
sure there's a lot.
But I'll share like a key one that really made a pivot for us personally is learning to own my stuff first and learning to say sorry first and learning to forgive first.
Okay.
As far as me. Versus doing blame first, wanting them to say sorry and wanting them to make up for stuff. Like, so that being said, I know people are gonna like have a lot of hesitations about that. Yeah. But typically, like when you're in fights, when you're in a blame first, I want you to say sorry first, and I want you to make up first. Well, you know what happens, right? Nobody gets what they want. Sure. Like they just, because you make demands of each other, and you're both at a deficit. But I found that if we can humble ourselves and become a person that says, I'm gonna own my stuff. I'm going to say sorry
Mm.
and I'm going to forgive.
Yeah.
Man, just that attitude alone is so key, because if you're married like a decently good person,
Yeah.
that opens their heart to do the same. Does that make sense? Like, you stop being antagonistic to each other. No matter, because as you probably know, like, most fights are bi-directional. Like, there's always something, even if like she did something that really pissed me off, and like I say something in response that's like not loving or kind.
Yeah.
Like, obviously it doesn't change what she's done, but at some point when I was immature, I'll be like just so focused on like, but you did this.
Yeah.
You made me get mad.
Sure.
Like, you made me.
Sure.
And then I realized, dude, that's a boy talking. Like, a man talks. No matter what, I'm in charge of my tone. I'm in charge of, and I can't apologize for things you did, but I can apologize for things I did, and I'm going to say sorry for my bit. And as long as I keep focused on myself, that like actually encourages her. Like, no, I want to say sorry too.
Yeah.
And this cycle stems and nips so much in the bud of fighting and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So just a little bit of pushback that I think people would say.
Don't push me back.
I agree with everything you're saying, brother. I agree with everything you're saying, but I think some people would say, Phil, you're being a simp. You're going to apologize first. Like, you're not being a manly man, right? Like, you listen to me, get in the kitchen and make me a sandwich, right? Because I feel like that message is out there on the internet.
Yeah.
What do you say to that?
True manliness is servanthood.
True manliness is servanthood.
Servanthood is the ultimate security.
Yeah, sure.
Servanthood is the ultimate security. Like, I have nothing to gain from this, so I'm secure in who I am. So I have the power to forgive. I have the power to say sorry, even if you're 80% wrong and I'm 20% wrong. I'm secure in who I am. Servanthood is the ultimate. Is the ultimate strength.
So in a way, who cares what people think? This is the way I want to live, and I think ultimately it's like what works, right? Like, what does this yield in my life, in my relationship? And it's yielded something good.
Humility is 1000% pragmatic.
Yeah.
What would you say? I'm curious, actually. I talked a lot, so I want to hear, what were some things that turned yours into an A+ marriage?
You know, I don't have a similar story. I feel like we were shot out of the cannon.
You're born perfect.
I don't know, born perfect.
How's this gonna be helpful?
But I feel like individually worked on ourselves, and when we got married, we were ready to go, and so we didn't fight. Like, we don't fight at all.
Sure.
And so we just did have a lot of peace, and
That's
so
amazing. But that's really key, right? I mean,
it is key. It is key.
So working in yourself. Like, talk more about that. Like, why does that lend towards like growing into an A+ marriage?
Yeah. So when I give a lot of credit to my wife, because it's just who she is, and she just kind of became who she was after sort of working on herself. And because she worked on herself, and she's secure in herself, she has so much availability to be there for me. And that's where I think a marriage is the best. It's like, I'm going to be there for you, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to trust that you're there for me.
Yeah.
And we're going to just meet in the middle, right?
Yeah.
If I'm there for you and you're there for you, then we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a losing game.
It is a losing
Zero-sum
game. And we're both miserable.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
But she was able to do that, and I was able to do that. And so we just kind of came together, and that's just how we were. So it was easy for us to say, I'm sorry, and come back. And I think one thing we did, though, is before we got married, we said, what's the dysfunctional thing you do in conflict?
Wow.
And the thing that we both do is
That's a profound question, by the way.
it is profound, because we want to avoid those things, right?
Right.
At least we want it on our radar so we can address it right away.
Yeah.
And that thing that we both did was we both just swept it on the rug, we shut up and just ran away, right?
Your family didn't model that at all.
No, we didn't. We weren't modeled that at all. And hers wasn't, and I feel like a lot of Asian people, that's our default way of doing it, right?
Don't bring shame to the family.
Yeah, no shame, like,
No shame, bro.
and just like I feel like the inability to deal with intense emotions, right?
Yeah.
So we knew that about us. That wasn't my strong suit, and it wasn't hers either. But at the very beginning, we were like, what is it about you and what is it about me individually that if we let this go unchecked, it's not going to be good. And so, yeah, we talked about that. And that was a big thing that really helped us. So we really set the precedent. We had a lot of forethought
That's great.
And I think that really helped us.
Why didn't you talk to me earlier, man?
I didn't know you, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't know you. Yeah.
Now we do. Now,
Yeah,
now
yeah,
I can
yeah.
pick your brain.
Yeah, sure. But I think that was very helpful.
That's great.
Yeah. So we do have a lot of the piece that you're talking about.
That's amazing.
And I feel like we both came from different ways, but we both got there.
Isn't peace awesome?
It is. I look at couples out there and I'm like, just be nice to each other. Just be kind to each other. And that may sound like a trivial thing to people who aren't married. Like, yeah, I'm kind, I'm nice.
Makes a big
But
difference.
when you get into marriage, it's hard to be nice to each other.
Yeah.
And it is work
Yeah.
in order to just do that.
It is
So conflict resolution and just having peace is a huge thing.
Dude, so we like finished last year recently, and I was like reflecting with my wife. I was just like doing reflections of the year,
Yeah.
highs, lows, like what did you note and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then, like we both had this like observation about last year.
Yeah.
I don't remember fighting with you all last year. Isn't that wild?
That's awesome. Yeah.
Like we just have peace. Like you go home to a place of peace.
Yeah.
Like you like live with someone that's got your back.
Yeah.
You live with someone that you're not just like rumbling and mumbling down the hallway and you just hide in your man cave. Like,
Yeah.
when we like see each other, we're like at peace with each other.
Mhm.
That's like, it's so amazing.
Yeah. There's this saying,
Yeah.
something like it's lonely not being in a relationship, but it's lonelier being alone in a relationship.
Dude,
So
that's painful.
a bad relationship might be worse than being alone,
Yeah.
but having an amazing relationship it's like the best thing.
Yeah.
I think that's how we're created to be. I feel like that's the key to happiness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. But let me ask you,
Okay,
you ready to move on to number 2?
let's go.
Because I had a question about that.
I hope I can answer.
I don't know if everybody is meant to have a shared goal or shared direction. Like, can we coexist together side by side, but you're doing your thing and I'm doing my thing as a couple, right?
Yeah, when I say shared, I don't mean like you have to be like open a business with your wife.
Which might be a bad idea for some people, but
My key is like, are you and your wife part of the same story? Like, do you see the world, like worldview congruence is super important
Yeah.
because it informs, number one, who am I? What am I doing here?
yeah.
Number two, what happens to my life after I die?
Mhm.
Therefore, what do I do with my life?
Mhm.
What's the effect of my life? What are my values? What am I not willing to give up?
Yeah.
And when my wife would align on a general story,
Yeah.
obviously we have religion that does that.
Mhm.
Religion is extremely good at crafting a worldview that's hopefully
Absolutely.
positive.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you're made in the image of God.
Mhm.
You're made to do good. Before
Yeah.
you die, you're not here to just get money. You're
Yeah.
not just here to get power. You're not just here to get pleasure.
Mhm.
But like you have a mission unique to you, and that your wife is part of that mission, and you're
Mhm.
serving hers as well as she's serving yours. That narrative
Yeah.
is so powerful,
Yeah.
because at the end, it informs the type of discussions we have.
Mhm.
It informs the things we celebrate. It informs the things we chastise. It informs the journey we put on each other in terms of our formation. Informs the accountability that we put on each other in terms of she calls me out, you're not living up to what you're called to,
Yeah.
and vice versa. So
Mhm.
you don't have to start a business together,
Yeah.
organization, but like
Okay.
a shared story,
Mhm.
is so powerful. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah. So let me ask you this though. Were you guys always on the shared, like, or did you guys come together?
It's a little bit of
A
both.
little bit of both?
Yeah.
I
I
think-
feel like
yeah.
that journey is really hard to articulate,
Okay,
but
yeah.
obviously I can, in hindsight,
Yeah.
see it
Yeah.
in formation.
Mhm.
But to your point, it had to do with personal growth.
Yeah.
Do I individually see a story greater than my life
Mhm.
that's worth giving my life? And does she? And talking about what is a story that moves our hearts,
Yeah.
that motivates us,
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
No, I agree. And I feel like Jess and I have that solidly,
Yeah.
right? And I feel like for us, it makes things so easy when it comes to decision making.
Yeah.
I feel like we're just so agile. We're on the same page.
Yeah.
And we just look at each other. We know what each other's thinking, and we're like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
But I just wonder about the people out there. What if they aren't lined up? How do you get there? And when choosing somebody, is that one of the criteria that people should look out for? Because I'll say for us, Jess was younger.
Sure.
And I think there's this thing out there where you find a young girl where you can sort of shape their worldview, right? Like you,
Okay.
I've heard it out there.
Sure,
right?
sure.
And
I never heard it, but okay.
yeah, so it's type of stuff I watch on YouTube, or I've seen on YouTube.
Okay.
But I'm like, that makes sense to me.
Okay.
Right. And that's sort of, I feel like a little bit what happened with me and Jess, where we just would talk. And since she was just younger, it just naturally happened. So do you feel like choosing a person with similar worldview and
Yes.
like that will propel you to a A+ marriage, or like set you up for A+ marriage?
I think it's actually one of the most important things.
Yeah.
You have to choose
Okay.
when you have a girlfriend or boyfriend, to be honest.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
people choose on the superfluous things, like guys especially, you choose on looks,
Yeah.
you choose on their job, their career.
Yeah.
Those things obviously come and go.
Yeah.
But the stuff that like actually makes
Yeah.
the day-to-day life meaningful
Yeah.
and deeply powerful is your value system.
Yeah.
And your value system, for better or worse, whatever religion it is informed by that.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, what is this world? Where did it come from?
Yeah.
Who am I in relationship with? What is good? What is evil? Those, like you're saying, like you have a lot of easy congruence
Yeah.
with Jess because you guys are in the same moral plane compass. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it's easy to make decisions that are right versus wrong.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that totally makes sense. And I personally wonder how people who don't have that get along.
It's tough.
I feel like there has to be some sort of distance or separation. Like, I talked about the individual lives. I think it sort of has to be that on some level.
Yeah.
Maybe you can hang out and talk and get along well.
And you get to a certain level.
I feel like at a certain level, you have to just not agree, and then there's that just gap there.
Yeah.
You just can't
Where's the
go deeper.
unity?
Yeah. So I do feel like that is very important.
Yeah. There's no judgment. It's just like, it's hard to be in like a deep relationship when the worldviews are not congruent.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
So do you know the most strongly held belief out there?
Tell me.
It's politics, right? So it's like having,
Depends, but go on.
yeah, well, that's just what the research says out there.
Sure,
right?
yeah, go.
So it's like having super left and super right together. I can't see it working out.
Are we getting into this right now?
Let's not get into that right now.
All right, next episode.
But yeah, I just feel like it just
I
won't.
think it depends on how much of, if your worldview was a
Yeah.
percentage,
Mhm.
how much is politics?
Yeah,
Fill the
sure,
percentage. If it's like 80, 90%, which I think is a terrible idea,
Yeah,
then yeah, it's going to be a hard time. But if it's like 20% and you
Yeah.
realize that there's a world that's a lot larger than the political narratives that are swarming around us,
yeah,
it's probably a lot less bothersome.
yeah,
But-
yeah. Do you have any stories of some things that happened where the worldviews were in conflict, and then how you were able to get over that? Seems like you guys are pretty aligned then.
I mean, we thankfully were of the same religion going into
Yeah.
marriage. You know, we only grew deeper in
Yeah.
that, and that has been really life-giving for us.
No political differences.
What-
You
what-
wanna
we
get
get in there right now?
Well, either way, yeah, I agree that is one of the things that makes it A+ marriage.
Yeah.
But you want to move on
To the
to
last one?
fun?
Yeah, fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, fun is where the fun is.
Yeah.
Like, that's where the laughing, but obviously, I honestly don't think that happens unless the conflict stuff is figured
Yeah.
out. And then the same mission is figured out.
yeah,
And then fun is actually fun because
Yeah.
it's not escapist. It's not vaporous. It's
Yeah.
like we're having fun doing life together,
Yeah.
So it's also,
You're not talking about like going to Disneyland. You're talking about something else. I feel. Do you know what I mean? It's not
Disneyland
like,
is a part of it.
yeah, Disneyland's fun.
Yeah.
But you're talking about some kind of I feel like it builds off of the.
I think it's like the fun of a shared life adventure together. You know, when we're on the same team, we're on the same page, we're ride or die together. Like little stuff is super fun.
Yeah.
You know, like my wife and I would do like dumb Costco trips, and like we try to make fun out of it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, well, the greater narrative is we're raising our family. We're trying to take care of the home.
Yeah.
And it's like we can make little jokes here and there and all that jazz because it builds on top of that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does.
And obviously sex
Sex is part of that.
Yeah, you can't have good sex unless those two things are figured out. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
If you're like,
You can't have good sex
No, it's not-
if you're angry or like you hate each other.
she's not just a body, and he's
Yeah.
not just a body. Like
Yeah.
it is a joining of like mind, heart, spirit. You know, sex
Yeah.
is the deep, intimate act, and when you have alignment, you have peace and you have alignment.
Yeah.
Like sex is super fun.
Yeah.
You know, sex is really fun.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
I had like a couple other things that are outside of that paradigm, and
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
wondering if you feel like those would sort of.
This is just a
fit in
paradigm
there.
that works in my brain.
Yeah.
I want to hear yours, guy.
Okay. So one thing is that maybe it is part of the second one, but it's like our innatness together. Like we're in it together.
Okay.
And so I think that's maybe the worldview thing. It's always sort of us against the world type of thing. I'll give you an example. So for an Asian guy,
Okay.
I'm short, I'm dark, and I'm hairy, right?
Okay.
And that may sound weird to people, and they're like, what does that mean? But being dark and being short and being hairy are like the undesirable traits of an Asian
really?
man.
Are you revealing our people's secrets right now?
That's just the crap I got growing up, right? And so people like would jokingly like just give me crap about that,
Oh, I
right?
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
They would just, you know,
I'm that
just,
dark too. I never did
yeah.
that.
I mean, you weren't that. You never got crap. I don't know.
No,
I got a lot of crap for that.
no, that sucks. Just had bad friends, guy.
Yeah, I don't care. It didn't really affect me, but one thing that Jess always did
Okay.
was no matter what, she stuck up for me, right? Someone make fun of me, says like, "Oh, you're dark." She's like, "Always like dark guys," you know?
Yeah, that's a good girl.
Yeah, and so it's like her view of me was like it's her and me, and it's
Yeah.
like someone else
Yeah.
doing something.
She's unwavering in her support.
Yeah, so like we're in it together,
That's
right? You
beautiful.
attack this guy, you're attacking me too. So I'm going to stand up for him. And so,
That's amazing.
yeah,
Doesn't it put strength in your heart?
dude, and no one's ever done that. For me. Like nobody, you know, like even your best friends, they just like mess around and they say this stuff. They're not like
Yeah.
really trying to hurt you, but they say these types of things.
Sure.
And she was the first person who like really stood up for me.
Yeah.
You know, to people. And if she didn't and she just went along with the jokes, that's fine. You know, like I don't necessarily expect everyone to do that. And you know, if your wife doesn't stand up for you in that way, that's totally fine. But it just to me indicated something about her that she saw me in this way. And I was like, man, yeah, that really moved me. It never happened
That's
to me
amazing.
before that.
That's amazing.
And because of that, it's like, okay, me and her, like we're in it together,
That's
like
so
no
good.
matter what, right?
That's so
And
good.
so yeah, just the way, and so it's like the worldview. Like how does she see
Yeah.
me? How does she see the world? How does she see us? And because I know that about her, it's like,
That's great.
yeah,
I feel like the heart of every man wants someone to say, I believe in you.
yeah, yeah,
And to live with someone that lives out, I believe in you, is
Yeah.
powerful. What courage does that bring to you every day?
yeah,
And conversely, I think it crushes a man secretly
yeah,
when you live with the reality that if someone says, I don't believe in you.
yeah.
I don't believe you can do it.
You know, the world can be a very difficult place,
And harsh and
very
cold.
harsh, very cold, very competitive,
Yeah.
right? Very discouraging.
Correct.
And so if you have somebody in your corner
Yeah.
saying that, but not just somebody that knows you
Yeah.
and accepts you and loves you, saying, you could do it. I believe in you. I feel like that just makes a man into like more than just what he was before.
That makes an A+ marriage.
Yeah. that makes an A+ marriage.
100%.
Can I ask you one more thing?
Okay.
Trust.
Trust.
I feel like for me, trust is a big thing.
Yeah,
And-
trust is high.
Yeah, in A+, and I feel like trust in our culture of DMs and all of that is very difficult.
Sure.
I heard a stat recently, and I could be getting the numbers wrong, but like 40% or something cheat from the workplace. Something, it was like a very high number. And I was like, man, that must be terrible to send your wife off to work
Yeah.
and then you're worried about her cheating. And the thing about
Vice versa too.
yeah, vice versa. It'd be terrible for if your wife was worried about that for you, it would just ruin the marriage,
Yeah.
right? So I feel like what has to be in part of an A+ marriage is just for trust.
Yeah. Building that trust.
Yeah. So what about you?
100%.
Trust in your marriage? You feel like
Yeah. Trust is one of those things it's like compound interest. It takes,
yeah.
and you can lose in a second.
Oh yeah. And
Yeah. It's hard gains.
it is
Hard gains.
tough to rebuild.
It's tough to rebuild.
And so if you're able to establish that, and I think if it's just like you said, compound interest, it just
Yeah.
sets you up well.
So we talked about what things that make our marriage one A+. We talked about
Yeah.
fighting mitigation, common purpose, talked about in it together,
Yeah.
talked about trust.
We talked about fun.
Those are great things.
Yeah. I think that's just part of it though. I think there's a lot more.
There's a lot more.
There's a lot more.
Amen.
Cheers, Brandon.
Yeah, trendsetter. Whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center. Hit it dead center.